Greetings, and welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us here on the Come Up, the Rise of the Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Rob Mccray, for the Business Building Network, and it is truly an honor to be before you this evening. And today we have a very special guest, a young lady that I have known for a little over a year now. And I have watched her do some extraordinary things within her own business, which is her own product line that she has created for skin and healthcare products. So she's going to be coming out and telling her story and how she started out and the different experiences that she went through in starting out her business. So you want to stay tuned and hear her extraordinary story. So in the meantime, I just need to share this out real quick. So ladies and gentlemen, as you are jumping on board, if you would just leave us a comment, let us know where you're checking in from so we can acknowledge you. And we want to welcome you to the Come Up as well. And please, by all means, like and share this video out as well. And we're going to be getting started momentarily. So just give me a minute. Good evening, and welcome to the Come Up. Thank you for joining us. Please leave a comment so we can acknowledge you. Tiffany Alderson, good evening, Tiffany. Glad to have you. Thank you for joining us from Bloomfield, New Jersey. All right, New Jersey in the house. Good to see you. Just sharing this out real quick, folks, and we will get started momentarily. Anika John has joined us. Good evening, my sister. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you with us. Going to be getting started in a moment. Just sharing this out real quick. So happy Thursday to each and every one of you. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. We're going to have a wonderful time and hear an extraordinary story by our guest, the creator of her own skin and healthcare line of products. And she's going to be sharing her story today. I'm just sharing this out, and then we're going to get started. Shelby Robinson, good evening. Thank you for joining us, sis. Glad to have you. Butterfly, hello, good evening. Thank you as well. Thank you for joining us here on the Come Up. She's from Newark, New Jersey. My sister, she's been out there working out. So glad that you can make it and join us. Miss Creative Hands also is with us. Good evening, my sis. Thank you for joining us as well. She has her own clothing line, and she also does event planning as well. So folks, you want to check her out. So ladies and gentlemen, as you're jumping on board, for those of you that are business owners, drop the link to your website or your business so people can connect with you and see the different businesses that you have to offer as well. So that's something else we want to start doing here on the Come Up. We want to get more exposure for each and every one of you within your respective businesses. Spread the word so we can all come out and support one another. All right. Robin's Treats Bar, she has joined us as well. She has a fabulous business. She does catering services, mostly with desserts. So Robin, please, if you will, drop your link as well, your Facebook page, website, whatever you want to put out. All right, let me just share this out one more time and then we'll get started. For my family over there on the YouTube side, you're more than welcome to do the same. We're simulcasting here on Facebook and YouTube as well. So please, we want to interact with one another. We want to support each other's businesses because that's what we all are here for. You know, my position here within the Come Up is to give you all an avenue for you to create more exposure for your business. That's why we have created this platform here. So we want to come out, support, and share each other's businesses so we can get as much exposure as possible. All right. So I think we are all shared out. Let me just check something real quick. And then we can get started. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. So I see you guys are dropping your links for your websites and Facebook pages. Excellent. William Anises, my brother, how are you, sir? Good to have you here on the Come Up. Thank you for joining us. So yes, folks, once again, my name is Rob Mccray for the Business Building Network. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us this evening for this our 16th episode of the Come Up. And tonight our guest is none other than Susan Strachan. Let me get a last name right. My apologies. Susan Strachan-Randle. My apologies. And she is the creator of her own product line, which deals with skin and healthcare. So we're going to bring her out and have her introduce herself formally and tell us a little bit about yourself and your business. Good evening, Miss Susan. How are you?
I am doing well, Rob. And yourself?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for joining us. So if you will, just introduce yourself and tell us the name of your business as well. Looks like, Susan, you might be freezing up on us. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it looks like she has frozen up. All right, so you might have to log out and then come back in if you can hear me. Let me send you a message on Messenger so you can just come right back in. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. But these things happen, you know, technology. So we have no control over that, but she'll be right back in. So yes, while she's getting her internet service back up and joining us here on the Come Up, just going to tell you guys a little bit about what we do here on the Come Up. So yeah, like I was saying previously, this is all about presenting a forum for all of you individuals that have your own business or that aspire to have your own business. We want to give you a platform for you to come out and speak, share your experiences. Tell us about the different things that you went through in starting out your business. So for those that are looking to start their own business, they will have a better idea and understanding of what it takes to be successful in this. Because it's not going to be something that you can just jump right into and expect to get immediate results. Hey, Susan, you good?
I think we are. I don't know what just happened. It just went
It's
into
all
a
right.
session and that was it.
No worries, no worries. But yeah, folks, we just want to create this platform for you so you can come out, express yourself, tell us about your business. And for those who are aspiring to start their own business, we want you to be a mentor for them or that go-to person so they can ask those questions that they need to be answered in order for them to have success in building out their own businesses. So that is that. Susan, you still there? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
Second time around, right?
Yes. We don't want to make it 3 times in the charm, right?
I know that's right.
All right. So let me just acknowledge a couple more of the guests before we get started. Let me see who else. Cecilia Campbell Livingston from Jamaica. Oh, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. Who else we got here? Let's see. Okay, that's all I'm seeing in the chat. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll. All right, so I'll be scrolling through it and giving you guys a shout out as we go along. So Susan, if you would, please introduce yourself and the name of your company.
My name is Susan Strachan-Randle, and I am the owner and founder of NBI All Natural.
All
and
right.
NBI is a hair and skincare product line.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, you have a wonderful product line, and we're going to get into more of that in just a second. But before we do that, we want to get to know a little bit more about you, how things all started for you in your childhood. So if you will, take us back to your childhood days and where it all started for you.
Okay, so I'm from Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
I was born in Jamaica and I migrated to the United States at the age of 15. So I'd say that I was still a little young.
Right.
It's not like I made a decision to come. I had to do whatever my family did, right? But
Yes.
It was a great opportunity. I had a lovely childhood, like every Jamaican kid that grew up in Jamaica. We were free-spirited, right? We did anything and everything. We might not have all the luxury of life, but one thing we did have was just being youthful, being kids, enjoying nature, enjoying what life is really about. And, about me, I'm very free-spirited. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. And that's just basically it. And very free-spirited.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's what I really love about my Jamaican community. I'm going to adopt you guys as my own. I am from the United States originally, but I've always felt much love from the entire Jamaican community, and I, look to adopt them as my family. You guys have been very supportive, and I can really appreciate the love and support that you always show. And like you said, you guys are always free-spirited, full of love, and I just really enjoy and embrace all of that about you. So tell me, so how many siblings, or did you have siblings?
Okay, yes, I have an older brother, so it's just one. So it's my brother and I, and numerous cousins and aunts and uncle, but it was just my brother and I growing up. I grew up in a household with a mom, a grandfather, an uncle, and whatever lack we had as kids, we never noticed. It was just a lovely home.
Yes, all right, full of love, full of love. Yes,
that's it.
That makes up everything else.
Yes, that's right.
All right, awesome. All right, so you came to the U.S. when you were 15?
15, that's correct.
All right, so
I'm sorry? Again? No, I was going to say, so, I started in Jamaica, but my adult life is here in the United States, so I could take from there. I went to high school here. I went to college here. I went to cosmetology school here. So, that's where it all started and continues.
Okay. All right. So you had no say-so in coming to the U.S., correct?
Absolutely not. At 15 nowadays, they have say-so. At 15 back then, many years ago, you
Right.
said, you went for the crowd, right?
Yes. 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 All right. So tell me about that. How were you feeling when you arrived into the United States? What was your mindset? How did you feel about that?
Well, I think first of all, like I said, growing up in Jamaica, right? So I think every young girl always wanted to be a flight attendant, right? So that was my goal, my inspiration. I wasn't thinking of being a hairstylist. It was just I wanted to be a flight attendant. So my first opportunity to get on an airplane coming to America, that dream just went out the door. I was like, oh no, this is not for me. Get me out of this bird, get me back on land, and I'll be fine. And I'll never go back there. Well, it didn't go that way. But anyhow,
Uh,
arriving in the United States, you always see the plane going up. You thought, oh, I'm going into the sky. I'm going in, to heaven, right? And
right.
then
Right.
you landed somewhere here. So
Okay.
my family and I came to Brooklyn, which is where I came to this country. It was in the May, so it was still nice and warm, getting ready to be warm.
Right.
So it was an experience, right? Coming out of Kennedy Airport, the lights, the highways, the 5-lane highways. Back in Jamaica, you had 2 lanes or 1 lane, and it was like, whoa, this is great, right? The lights, the highways, the bridges, the tunnel. So it was an experience that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
Right.
Wouldn't trade it for the world. And then life began, right? So I went to school. I went to Florida for school. My accent was always intriguing to others, right? It's like, oh, and then you get the questions, well, where's Jamaica? Is that in, maybe another planet in the solar system, so it was really cute, right? So that was really the experience I had, and obviously, like I said, coming from Jamaica, you had the strong accent. Be like, is that English? Like the last time I checked, it is, but it was amazing. And, I thank God for the opportunity, this great country that we all make it home. I'll never be one to say, why am I here? I came and I did what I'm supposed to do, and I took care of the opportunities that are here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, being an entrepreneur. And
Yes.
I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So when you arrived, was it everything that it was made up to be? Because there's this perception of America, especially from people coming from a foreign, that it's all glimmer and glitz.
Get
Um,
glam.
yeah, glitz and glamour. But once people really get here, then they see how much everything costs and all the expenses that come along with it. Yes, you can make money, but all of that money that you make is going to be tied up into expenses that you have to pay for. So was it what you thought it was?
Well, my experience was a little different because I was 15 years old, so I'm still considered a child,
Right.
right? So if you talk about my initial landing here,
Mhm.
I was surprised, right? I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, and I don't ever see high-rise building. I was like, oh, but coming here, like I said, at 15 years old, I still enjoyed my youth. So I
Okay.
was still able to be treated as a child. So the
Right.
things that my mom narrative of what really happened is totally different from mine, because I was able to be treated as a child. I was still going to the store and getting new clothes, and instead of having 1 pair of shoes, I have 10 pairs of shoes. So life was wonderful for me, right? Instead of
Okay.
having 4 dresses, now I have 14. So however, I was not incensed to the fact that my mom worked very hard.
Yes.
And worked extra hard to make it work for us. And
Yes.
like I said, I leave from Brooklyn to Jacksonville, Florida, which is where I went to school.
Okay.
And I lived with an aunt, so I've never been separated from my mom. So that was kind of a transition where back home you slept with mommy, or you were always under her arm. So now I had to get used to that. But I had a very loving aunt as well. So it's not that I missed anything, but I wouldn't trade it. It's a part of my history, and yes, it was what I expected plus more. But like I said, someone else who's older that had to come and pay the bills and work 3 jobs and be an adult. In Jamaica you have 80 degrees all year. You're only going to complain that it's hot, right? When you
Right.
come here as an adult, you have 80 degrees and you have 0 below degree. So for an adult that has to work 2-3 jobs to make it work for them and, provide for their family and still take care of their extended family home, their narrative is going to be different from mine. I came here, I was a kid. By the time I had to do adult things, I was already climatized to what's going on, So
Gotcha.
it totally changes. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what were you going to school for in Florida?
It was high school. I went to school. I went to high school in Florida. And then I came back to New Jersey after graduation. I went to Bloomfield. I did business. And then right after that, I went to cosmetology school, which was always my love as a child. So if I fast forward back to my childhood, I've always loved doing someone's hair. If you came to the house, you can be rest assured Susan was going to get a comb. And whether you came, Rob, with no hair, I'll try to comb what's there. But I was always combing someone's hair. So I always say, I think I was born with a comb in my hand.
Okay.
And as a result, it's no surprise to anyone that I took a career path in the hair and beauty industry.
All right. So when did you start with that? Right after graduating high school?
No, I was maybe like 4 years late, about 4 years after. I went to a cosmetology school in Denville, New Jersey, and got my license. Then after that, I worked corporate America for 17 years as a logistics manager. I worked for a Fortune 500 company that was located in Mountainside, New Jersey. And it was a French company, so I did a lot of traveling to France. I did a lot of traveling locally. As I said, I was a logistics manager, so I took care of all the logistics side of the business. And then alongside that, I still had my license, so I would do hair on the side. And then when my company decided to relocate to Worcester, Mass, back in 2012, I decided it was time to think, what do I really want to do when I grow up, right? And then I was given the opportunity to relocate with my family or take a severance. And then I looked at it as an opportunity to now go out and do the things that I wanted to do, thinking that would be, it almost was a leap of faith, right? So I ended up working with a girlfriend of mine, opening a salon. And then from that birthed my NBI line, which is primarily what we'll be talking about today.
Okay. So this is happening in New Jersey, correct?
This is all happening in New Jersey. So I never took the move to relocate. I took my severance, and this is where I started my entrepreneurial journey.
All right. Okay, so things happened that put you in a position where you had to make a choice in life.
Correct.
Do I want to pursue, continue working for someone else, or do I want to pursue my own dream?
That is correct.
Happen for myself and create financial stability. So you took that leap of faith and you went into doing hair and creating your
salon, a hair salon.
Okay. So how did you get into creating your own product line? Uh-oh. Got the freeze on again. All right, Susan, I guess you're going to have to jump back on again. I don't know why we keep getting a freeze on her side. All right, so let me just, yeah, she's trying to reconnect. Unmute your mic.
I mean, we're here. How about that?
We didn't hear anything that you said.
After
you froze up.
Okay, so I think we're talking about my journey from starting my salon.
Yes.
Onto the NBI All Natural.
Correct.
So yeah, so I think you asked about the leap of faith.
Right, and how did you go about creating your own product line?
So for those that know me, Rob, I am always, I'm going to use the word of mixology. You know, when you go to a bar and they're always mixing different drinks and they give it all different names.
Right.
I was that girl. Okay. So I'm always, so growing up in Jamaica, right? The one thing that I will say is a staple in the house is the Jamaican black castor oil. So, you know, kind of letting you know what the NBI line is, a formulation of the Jamaican black castor oil. So every single product that is in the NBI line has some level of castor oil in it. Okay. So whether it be the face cream, the face soap, the body butter, the face scrub, everything has something to do with the castor oil. So I'm always mixing stuff, right? So I'm sure you said you want to be adopted into the Jamaican culture, right? Yes, so every single Jamaican, if you just say the word castor oil, they're going to know exactly what it is. Every single household in Jamaica growing up.
We're familiar with it also. We're familiar with it.
I'm sorry?
I said we're familiar with it also. We have to take that. Like,
you might be familiar with it, but our personal experience, if you were happy, if you were sad, if you cut your hands, if your hair was hard, if your hair was soft, it was always the castor oil. Get the castor oil, you know, the castor oil is like the go-to for every single thing.
Really? Okay.
So my personal love for growing up in Jamaica with the castor oil was what made me decided, and being in the hair industry, and you know, there's so many products on the market, and people wouldn't get the desired results. So that's how I started getting the castor oil from Jamaica and just mixing with other essential oils, other natural creams, and just making my own portion and just creating the NBI line from it.
Okay. All right. So how did you figure out what products, what you can mix with the castor oil to get the results that you're looking for?
Well, the beautiful thing about the internet is that it gives you good and bad information, right? So what I would...
Uh-oh. Freezing again. Let me see if this is on my end or what's going on here. Sorry, guys.
So here we are.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to switch it out because this has never happened before.
No problem.
But when life throws you lemon, you get some sugar and you continue, right?
That's right.
So with that being said, like I said, the internet, I think that's the part we left off. The internet is full of wealth of information, right? So what I would do is look for ingredients that would complement what I was looking for my desired or intended results, right? The castor oil on its own has a very potent smell, so not a lot of people like it. You know, it's a nut. It's a nut, right? So it's boiled down to an oil, and it's not the most pleasant aroma. Some people don't mind it. Some people do. So my whole goal and mission was to create products that would not compromise the efficiency or the properties of the castor oil, but to enhance it and still give the results that it's, you know, intended or desired. And with that, I started looking at other oils, other natural creams, and just kind of mixing stuff. And I'm sure you're familiar with the word guinea pigs, you know, right? So I'm looking for lab rats, so to speak, my friends. I wouldn't, you know, one of those things. Like when you cook, you say, taste this, right? And then all of a sudden you're like a pro. Like, I make the best chicken. Well, only 2 people tried it. How you know that? So that's pretty much what I did, right? I made sure, my personality is a very type A+++. So I knew that whatever I was going to put out there that had my name behind it, it would have to be something that I am happy and pleased with.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. Freeze frame. Once again. Yeah, Susan, try to switch it out. You might have to go to your phone or something. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps freezing up like that. All right, so while she's doing that, let me just post up some of the links of your comments that you have left so we can help get some exposure for you guys in your business. So this is Shelby Robinson. She has a line through Candy Coated of cosmetics, and also I believe some healthcare products as well. No, I'm sorry, adult toys, adult toys. So yes, by all means, family, go over and check her out, Shelby Robinson. Let's see who else we got. We got Robin's Treats Bar. Like I was saying before, she does the desserts, and she has some extraordinary desserts that you really want to get a taste of. But it's going to put some weight on you. But it's you just gotta not go too deep into it. But yeah, she really does an extraordinary job with creating some awesome desserts. So that's Robin's Treat Bar. Hold on, trying to get Susan back in. Okay, we also have Miss Creative Hands with her clothing line. So you guys can go over and check her out as well. She also has some healthcare products also. So be sure to check her out. And we have, who else we got? Ruth Gordon. Good evening, Sister Ruth. How are you? So, Sister Ruth, I know you may be just jumping on. Leave a link to your business page or your website for your business. I know you've been doing some events, so we want to come out and support you. So just drop a link to anything that you have to represent your business.
But my picture is not on there.
You're all right, Susan. Don't stress yourself. We got you. We have Cheryl. Cheryl, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Cheryl or Cheryl. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here on the Come Up. We also have Camille. Good evening. Thank you for joining us as well. Let's see if we get Susan back. Hold on one second. Hello, my sis.
I can't tell you what's going on. Let's come play. I have no clue.
It's all right.
It's going to be hard to mention my NBI when I can't even stay on a broadcast, right? Oh my God.
Hey, you know how it go. When you about to do something big, it's always going to be the enemy coming in try to.
Listen, and Comcast got to give me a refund for this month, okay? Because I have no clue why the cable keep jumping out. But anyhow, here we are.
There you go. There you go. It's all right. It is quite all right. All right. So where did we leave off?
So we're talking about Rablats. We're talking about all.
Okay.
I'm happy I'm actually keeping a note. So I'm trying to remember, right?
I'm glad somebody is.
I know. I'm surprised I could do all of that. Yeah. But anyhow, so it was just a matter of formulating different products using ingredients that, I'm able to, test that's natural. Because, if you're claiming to be NBI all natural, you have to make sure that these are natural ingredients. Hey. Because one thing people love to do is to show you up, right? And that's just human nature, right? So I looked for ingredients that would stand by its integrity of what I'm claiming it is. And that's how it all started,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so tell us some things that we need to be aware of when dealing with our skin, like discoloration, stretch marks, eczema, and things of that nature.
Okay, so I'm just going to go specifically to the skin in general. One thing we do know is that the skin is the largest organ of our bodies, right? Yep. We take it as just something out there. I have nice skin, I have problem skin, or whatever the case might be. But the skin is actually the largest organ of our bodies, right? There's no denying that. One thing I'll tell you, Rob, I don't claim to be a know-it-all. I don't claim to have a chemistry background. So I stay in my lane. So when I'm one of those, when I know something, I'll fight you on it. If I don't, I'm like, you got the winning score here, So the one thing I'll say is that a lot of times we protect everything else, right? We watch what we eat. We watch how we exercise and everything. But the skin really is what we need to take care of, right? And because we know toxin enters through the body through three ways. It enters through what we eat, what we inhale, and what we put on the skin itself, which is the largest organ through our lymphatic system, right? If you've ever been to a doctor and you have a, say a bump or a boil or whatever, you get a cream that's topical. Well, that topical cream is actually entering through the bloodstream in order to do what it's going to do. It doesn't stay outside. It's the same thing with the ingredients that we put on our bodies, right? So, I make sure. So you asked about stretch marks. So I looked and I did research of what will take care of eczema or stretch mark. And we have natural occurrence ingredients with the castor oil, which is known, like I said, for healing, restoring, and rejuvenating. So with that, I'll add other ingredients such as shea butter, mango butter, cocoa butter, and I will mix all these together to create a body butter. Now, for those of us that have stretch marks, stretch mark, all that is just the skin has extended beyond its natural size, and then it creates indentation, right? Unless you're going to have surgery, to tighten back that skin that has been broken, you're still going to have stretch mark. What you will have is a better appearance of the stretch mark. So what these products will do is to enhance the look, but it's not going to go away. I've seen so many people that, I have used stretch mark creams and it's gone away. It has improved significantly, but in terms of getting rid of stretch mark altogether, it's somewhat of a fallacy, right? It has improved.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and of course, someone might say, no, my stretch marks go away. Well, please come on here and help me formulate whatever is in that ingredient so we can do this. It's going to make it look 100% improved. So, for the same thing, like the thing with the NBI product, like I said, because it's all natural, and I can attest to that. If someone has like eczema, I've been often told that I've used the body butter, and they can use it on their children. Nowadays children all have eczema for some strange reason. I believe it's some of the things that we eat in the diet, and with the strength with the eczema, it allows them to soothe it. I can't say it goes away forever. It might lay dormant, but for the most part, they're getting tremendous results, and they're able to see, to have a better quality of life, right? So those are some of the things. Sunscreen, I don't have any titanium dioxide in any of my products. Maybe if they're a natural occurrence that can help for the sun, I personally don't use SPF. I don't. However, it's recommended that if you're going out in the sun, you do need to use some form of SPF. And I personally don't, but there are people that use my facial moisturizer, and they'll put sunscreen on before or after. Usually.
So is that one of these products that are showing on the screen now?
So the facial moisturizer is yes. So it's that's the one. And it is actually, I'm going to say, one of our absolute best products of the NBI line. And so for people that, is looking for that extra glow, that products work amazing.
All right. So hold on one second. We have a question from Anika. She's asking, do you place orders for Canada? She lives in Canada.
Absolutely. We do ship international, and the orders can be placed at nbiallnatural.com. We have shipped as far as the Netherlands, Sweden, England. So we do ship international. So yes, Canada, you're right in our backyard or front yard. So absolutely, yes, we do.
All right. Excellent. All right, so tell us a little bit about each product that is showing up on the screen now.
Okay. So right now we have the NBI Restoring Body Butter, which is a formulated blend of, all the ingredients are listed. So the body, I won't even go into ingredients. We'll just talk usage, right? So the body butter, that's used for the skin. Now, every single product that we do have, you could use on your face as well. Right. So I always tell people, everything has a label: face cream, body cream, foot cream, hand cream, nose cream. If you can use it on any part of your body, you should be able to use it anywhere. Right. So the body butter is a thicker consistency, and that is good for putting it on the heel, the elbow, the arms, just to give yourself an all day moisture. And like all the products with the castor oil in it, it actually creates a really nice moisture barrier for the skin. So it protects protects the skin from the element. And so that's the body butter, as it implies, for the body. which can also be used on the face. For someone that suffers from chronic dry skin, they can actually use the body butter as well for that extra moisture. And for the facial moisturizer, as it implies for the face, it's a very lightweight cream, so it doesn't have as much oil in it. And once you apply it, this is one of the products that we have that we get so many unsolicited compliments, testimonies, reviews. You know, I always say you can start a business or you can hustle. NBI is about being in business. It's about the integrity of the brand, because at the end of the day, I can make $1 million, but I want to make 2 and 3 and 4, and I want it to be longevity. So that can only happen if the product speaks for themselves, where people are happy and will come back, right? So that's the face cream, as it implies. It's my absolute favorite when I'm being told, oh, are you wearing makeup? And I'm like, yes, it's called a face cream, right? And then it's remarkable, if I do say so myself, you know? And then we have the facial scrub. So the body butter and the face cream, you can use that every day, obviously, to keep moisture on the skin. The facial scrub, that is more for someone who's looking for like a little extra deep cleansing, just to keep the pores clean. That you will use like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, just to get that extra exfoliate. So what you do when you exfoliate, what you're doing is creating blood circulation to the skin and creating, you know, the dead cells to fall off to have new ones. And that's what the facial scrub does, right? And the last but not least, we have a sample kit, which is the most recent product we have in the product line. And that actually is their sample sizes of 4 products, which consist of the oatmeal soap, which is a 2-in-1 bar, which the front of it can also be used as a light exfoliate. Then we have a small sample of the restoring body butter. We have a small sample of the facial moisturizer and a small sample of the facial scrub. So that package there was intended for someone that might be sitting on the sideline and saying, do I want to get a full size? And I don't sure if I'm going to like it. So we turn the customers that are sitting on the fence or don't necessarily want to spend. Once they try, they become believers, and then they end up buying the products, you know? So that's what the sample kit does.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So are your products specifically for women?
No, believe it or not, no. We have actually a men's line. So we have we know beard is a big thing now, right? So we have a men's beard balm. We have a men's face and body serum.
Okay.
We also have for the oatmeal soap and the black soap. We also have that men actually love, the black soap. So no, the product is not for men, for women specifically.
Right.
It's not for just women of color. It's for everyone. If you have a newborn, you can use it on them as well. So the product is very universal. So with it being in its natural form, you might say, well, how, who would be able to use it? And the answer to that would be everyone. When products are in a chemically altered, let's use that term, I think then it becomes a classification of who gets what. So when you go to the store and you see for dry skin, for oily skin, for sensitive skin, those are products that are chemically derived to suit a certain demographic based on their needs. When a product is natural, then it's for everyone, right? So if you think of water, you're not going to say, well, you drink ice water, you drink cold water, you drink tap water, you drink spring water. It's just water. And then now you go based on the preference. So if you have oily skin, then you would be using less. If you have dry skin, you'd be using more. So it's just a matter of how you would adjust the usage of the product as opposed to who you are and, whether you're a man or woman. And I think also when you talk about men's product, right, you're talking about a lot of times the ingredients are very much similar, but then there might be a few additions based on the pigmentation of men or, how it is. But also I think a lot of times men won't use a product because you say, oh, it's a woman thing, right? So it becomes a little more macho than it'd be more what it's used for. So what we did with NBI, we created a product for men, but also with the same formulation, just adding more or less for guys. That's it, based on research of how men's skin age is different from women and so on and so forth.
All right, so on the right of the screen, I see the beard balm.
That's the beard balm. and also the hair and skin serum, the little bottle, right?
Okay.
And so the beard balm is like a pomade, so it's a thicker consistency, and that just gets rubbed into the beard. All the NBI products, their fragrance are amazing. And that's also our number one seller. But I always say I'm not a perfume company. We just kind of make sure that the castor oil is masked as much as possible. However, just giving the same intended results.
All right. Now, so I see that some of these say salt-free. What is the reason for that?
Okay, so that's more of a Jamaican thing, right? All the products are salt-free. But I think one thing that in the Jamaican household, if someone would say, and I've heard it so many times, if you say to someone, can you bring me up a bottle of castor oil? And I'm going to be so Jamaican now. Make sure I'm not putting a salt in it. I think that came from the fact that castor oil, and on every single label for NBI, it says for external use only. Castor oil can also be used as a laxative.
Yes. That's what we mainly use.
So if you need a day off, just take some castor oil. However, not NBI castor oil. So the salt-free is just for those that makes that classification that the castor oil, because when they say salt-free, because they say if you add the salt in it, it's going to break the hair, right? So with that first-hand knowledge, I made sure I put that, so that question, if it comes to your mind, if you happen to be one of those Jamaicans that said, oh, there's salt in it, it's going to break my hair, clearly it's just to say, hey, notice that Jamaicans, there's no salt. You're good. You can enjoy it. Don't work.
Okay. All right, what is this one here? The bottom right, perfume oil?
Yes. So that is a roll-on, it's a stick. And what that is, it's just a very mildly fragrant amber romance. And that could just be used just to kind of create like a nice, nothing overpowering. You know, perfume has a lot of alcohol in it. This is an essential oil with just a very mildly fragrant oil that can be enjoyed unisex, right? So it could be for a guy or a girl.
Really? All right. No, that's awesome. All right. And what are the bars here?
Which one?
The bars.
Okay, so that's the facial oatmeal soap, and that is a 2-in-1 bar. The front of it has like a very light exfoliate made with oatmeal, and what that does is you just do a light exfoliate with the skin. The front of it doesn't last more than 2 weeks in terms of the exfoliate, so that's why we decided to add. We get so many feedback like, oh, I wish the soap had more, longevity in terms of exfoliating. So we created a scrub for that. But that is what you use before, and then you apply the facial moisturizer.
Wow. And you created all of these?
All of it, every last one of it. Yes.
Wow. That is awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Wow. Woo! Yeah, so you really been putting in some work into this. And how long have you been doing the business now?
I'm sorry?
How long you been doing the business now?
6 years. 6 years. Yes, 6 years.
Okay.
Yes. And I have to say I'm very proud.
You should be.
Where the business is going. And just having the feedback and creating a family, a community of people is amazing.
It really is. All right, so let me ask you, are you in any stores? Your product in any stores?
Well, I am in a few stores in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I have a few stores in the Bronx. And I have one in Newark. But my main store is my website, the e-commerce, which is the nbiallnatural.com.
Yes.
That's where most business. And the reason for that is my vision initially for NBI was to create a family, a community. Yep. If you see my skin or you see my hair or whatever, and or if I see yours, Rob, and I'll say, Rob, your skin look good. What are you using? See, I think that word of mouth was my vision for the brand. People are going to listen to you more because if I got it, and getting into stores, I don't believe is hard. The stores that we got into was more relationship where people, we built a relationship and they were able to carry it in their store so they can speak on the integrity of the brand. Now, when it goes into a store that no one knows about it, where there's 500 different products sitting on the shelf, unless you have an enormous marketing budget where you're throwing out ads to say what kind of product it is, it could just sit on the shelf, right? So the whole point is to build an awareness, a brand awareness, before I actually build up in the store. We're creating a family. So, even now, a lot of times when people are saying, oh, what do you use? They say NBI, or you just hear the word, the buzz. That's so much more rewarding than having a merchant have the product just sit in their store and not moving. So now they bought product, but everyone that comes in don't know about it. Neither does the merchant. So your product just sit there. So what you're doing is creating a false sense of wealth. Because now, she's in 50 stores, but guess what? She can't pay her bills, right? You know about that. So, so social media works both ways. So I wanted to make sure that when you see that NBI in every single store, that's because it has now become a household name, right? If you went into Marshall's and McDonald's put up a little stall, everyone's going to run in the back to McDonald's because everybody know McDonald's, right? So it's just creating that, word of mouth amongst people that can actually, one of the biggest advertisers are people that are going to use the products, right? And then when you get someone saying, oh, X, Y, and Z told me about it, then that's more rewarding than going into a store and, you're either going to be attracted to the price, you're going to be attracted to the packaging, and you're like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I came for Aveeno, should I get NBI? And, on chances are you're going to go with Aveeno if you're a creature of habits.
Awesome. All right, Susan, so you touched on something. I want to go back to it a little bit. All right, so walk us through the process of you actually going to these store owners and getting your products into their stores. Tell us how that process looked.
Well, to be very frank with you, the 3 stores I believe I have in the Bronx, they contacted me, right? Because I'll go back to my initial statement. It was more directed for direct sales, not so much being in stores. And with that, I was contacted because of my Instagram presence, and would go into these stores and ask about it. So it created its own buzz.
Wow.
So I take credit because of the product. I don't take credit because of the process in which they got there.
Right.
And from that, we developed a relationship.
Yep.
And that's how it came about. The one store I'll say specifically in New Jersey, that was totally, I went in and just spoke to the person, and they said they were willing to try. And we have had a relationship for the last 5 years.
Awesome. Yeah. So guys, I want you to pay close attention to what you just said. It's all about branding yourself and putting yourself out there. So when you go into these stores and you want to present them with your products and your services, you have to have something that's going to back you up. And social media is a great way to do that. So when you're building up your brand through social media sites, which she has done an excellent job on Facebook, Instagram, and we're going to be working with her to get her YouTube channel up to par as well. But she has done an amazing job with her Instagram and her Facebook, and the numbers speak for themselves. So when she goes to these stores and she just pulls up her social media accounts and they see the kind of results that she's getting, then they're going to be more than willing to try to put their products into their stores, because they're going to bring a profit in for them as well. So it works out on both ends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is awesome. That is really, really awesome. All right. So guys, I left the links for her Instagram and also her Facebook page. So please, by all means, connect with her. We want to, this is our community here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to share and support one another. If you have questions pertaining to her business, how she got started, how she got those results. Susan, you don't have any problem with that, do you?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Awesome. And I'm also going to invite you to our group, our Facebook group of entrepreneurs. And I invite each and every one of you that are viewing this as well to come on. I'm going to drop the link for our Facebook group. It's a bunch of different entrepreneurs. You're more than welcome to come on in and ask questions. Pick their brains. That's what we are here for, to help you to build and grow out your business.
That's right.
You know, we all need a mentor or a coach at some point in time. And there's nothing wrong with asking people that have already done it. They put out the blueprint. So you would be foolish not to ask these people how they are getting these results. If this is what you want, those are the things that you need to do to put yourself in a position to create success.
That's right.
So by all means, reach out to these individuals, ask them questions, and see how they put themselves together to produce those types of results. All right, so let me just grab the link for the Facebook group, and I'm going to drop that. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, we talked about the link to your website. I'm going to drop that once again. So anybody that would like to purchase any of your products, they can go over to your NBI website and do that. Also, they can go to some of the stores if they live in the New Jersey or New York area. Those are the two states that you're currently in?
That is correct.
Okay. And so tell me, Susan, who were some people that you looked up to in starting your business? Who was it that inspired you?
Oh, this is a good question. Oh, let's see. Well, I'm going to say, without sounding harsh at it, I think life. I think life.
Okay.
Not necessarily an individual, but I think just life in general. Wanting more for myself, right? Coming from a non-entrepreneurial, actually coming from a job that I was comfortable in, a job that paid the bill.
Say it again.
I didn't have to think about how the bills were paid. A job that gave me the quality of life that anybody would want, but just wanting a different kind of life, right? Yes. So I think it's just life in general and what it has to offer, and giving back inspired me from within, right?
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, but you hit on something else there. You know, you talked about being comfortable. It's so easy for us to be in that place of comfort and work with someone else and say, nah, I don't think I want to really go into that, because you know, when starting a business, it's hard work.
Oh God,
no doubt about it.
Yes, it is.
And there's going to be plenty of failure, but most people are not willing to go through that, so they stay in that comfort zone.
That's right.
Yes. You know, that's all fine and well if that's all you want out of life, but if you want bigger and better, you have to go out there and go for what you want.
Absolutely.
And that means coming out of your comfort zone and take
100%.
Absolutely. Yes, so I encourage each and every one of you, if you have not started a business, look towards creating some type of business for yourself. And if you're going to do that, do a business around something that you are truly passionate about. And if you need any help with that, by all means, reach out to me. I can help you in structuring and setting that up and put you in a place where you can get results around something that you are truly passionate about and that you're going to continue to do, whether you're bringing in an income from it or not. But as time goes on, as long as you stay consistent in what you're doing, you're going to start to see the results. But that's where most people go wrong. See, they don't see that immediate impact. They don't see the money coming in, and they quit because they're not passionate about it. They just see the money that they can make off of it. Yeah. But if it's truly your passion, like Susan said, with doing hair, was something that she was always wanted to do, and then she just created a product line off of that. So that was still ingrained within her passion. And now you see where she's at because she's consistent with it. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to encourage you all to create some type of business for yourself. It's not hard. Like we said, come join our Facebook group, and connect with some of these entrepreneurs over there, and they're going to be some mentors and coaches for you to help you along with that journey. All right, so let's see now. Oh, so let me ask you this. So we're going through this pandemic. It has really been taking a toll on many of us. So how has this impacted your business?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, like you said, we're going through this pandemic, and I don't want to sound like I'm not affected by it. Personally, I am. I have had personal loss. Whether it be, well, I lost my aunt personally. I've known friends that have passed, and so on and so forth. But the one thing that I can say is sometimes what the devil intended for evil, God will turn it around for good.
Amen.
Because what's happening with this pandemic is that it allows you to hit the restart button, to hit the refresh button,
yes,
to evaluate your process, what you're doing. Like, I mean, prior to the pandemic, the one thing we could all say is that we don't have any time. I have no time to do anything. I have no time to think about the vision that the Lord might have put in my heart. I have no time to do anything. I have no time to take a bubble bath. I have no time. Well, you can't take that. So that excuse was taken away from you.
Yes.
Right? And because of this pandemic, what it did, it created an even more consumer awareness for my brand. Right. Because now I have what's called a captive audience.
Yes.
People are home.
Yep.
They're looking on the internet more.
Yep.
They're looking to be entertained. They're looking for new things because, like I said, all we have is time. So from that, it was a blessing in disguise.
Amen.
I've seen my numbers showing and reflecting that people are looking for new things.
Yep.
And so having said that is, yes, it's an unfortunate situation for all of us, but it also allowed my brand more visibility and got my name out there even more, that it would not have normally happened, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I find myself just looking on YouTube, right? Because I have that 4-letter word now, time, that I would never normally have, right? Yes. You can sleep a little more, so you can wake up earlier, you could do things. So, it has created a more, like I said, awareness for the brand. So, I think for everyone, I think we can look into what can I walk away with, not what I'm left with. What can I walk away with from this, right? So, sometimes, calamities and disaster and stuff, but, you dig deep from within and you said, okay, I'm going to pull, because the key to it now is the pandemic is now, what's ahead. So even if you weren't as advantageous in this, what can I make sure if this ever happens again, I'm in a better position? So now it shouldn't take any of us by surprise again. It's our surprise now, but going forward, what have I been sitting on that I need to start moving? The excuses that we're making, the things that we're doing, like, oh, I'm not strong enough. I'm not. And a lot of times it's not about what you're not. The truth is you're just not disciplined enough to do it.
There you go.
And success will never be birthed out of our comfort zone.
Never.
So you look at success, you have to be willing to grind, sweat, blood, tears in order to get it.
That's what it's all about.
You have to, I say it takes a different kind of people, but it really doesn't. It just takes you to say, I want more. And, it's not for everyone either, because I have a daughter who is 26 years old. She's a makeup artist, and she's a full-time makeup artist.
Okay.
And, there are times when sometimes we all become visionless. And I'll just say to her, remember your why. Just remember your why you started, why you wanted not to go to work and punch a clock or live someone else's dream.
That's right.
If you keep your why in the forefront in your mind, then you're going to make sure that you stay focused on the vision.
Absolutely.
So that's.
All right. So Cecilia has a question. She says, what's the most rewarding experience for you about the products and its effect?
The most rewarding experience is just getting the testimonials from individuals of how the products have been working for them. I think naturally people are always, for myself, like I said, I'm a type A plus 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 plus. Like I need to be assured and reassured and triple assured. And when you hear more than one people saying the same thing, then that's something you need to move on, right? Because that's sometimes just the enemy keeping you there so you don't take the next step. So that's when it's almost where I can be cocky about it when someone said, "Oh, look what your face moisturizer do to me," and you want to just say, "I know." You would never say that. But it's like your seal, your guaranteed seal that's what it's intended to do, and that's what it's going to do. So that's what I would say.
So the proof speaks for itself, huh?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right, excellent. All right, so Susan, let me ask you. So you're at a place now where you're experiencing some great results within your business. So where do you see yourself, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
To be global, to be something apart, bigger than my vision. Because I believe in giving back.
Okay.
I believe in helping people to take that step that they're afraid of. Okay. So in 5 to 10 years, this conversation should be different. It should be, like you said, how you want it to be adopted in the Jamaican culture. It's who will be adopted into the NBI culture, into the NBI community, to give back of what this brand is about. It's not about just capitalizing on it, right? I have a saying that I say all the time: a man that eats alone dies alone, right? Mm-hmm. My brand is not just products. My brand will be extended of helping people to reach to the place that they never thought they could be, just to be something bigger than my actual vision and getting people to be a part of it.
Amen. 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 Ooh, well said, sis. Well said. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So got one last question for you, and then we're going to open up for a Q&A session. So folks, if you have any questions, by all means, place them in the comment section and we will get to them as soon as we wrap up here. All right, so knowing what you know now, what advice, well, I'm going to phrase this two ways, right? So knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to yourself, say 10, 15 years ago? And what advice would you give to those looking to start their own business?
What advice would I give to myself? Well, being an entrepreneur yourself as well, I'm sure, Rob, a lot of times we're just looking for answers. And we're looking for it from everyone and everywhere, but we're looking for it in the wrong places.
Yes.
It's like, it's like you want it to happen so quickly that you're not even sometimes rationalizing and thinking about what you're doing.
Right.
So the advice that I would give myself 5 years ago, as I will still give it to myself 10 years, 20, 30 years, is if the person isn't doing what you're doing, then you can't take advice from them.
True.
Because I cannot go to a dentist if I have a heart condition. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not saying they can't give me some advice, but they cannot give me facts. And a lot of times what we do, we impose our beliefs or their opinion on something that really doesn't work. It just sounds good, right? Even the book of Proverbs, even a fool sounds wise, still he opens his mouth. So when I get an advice from someone, it might sound like it makes sense, but unless it's factual, it really makes no sense, right? So that's the advice I give. If you're looking to do something, or for myself, I've wasted so much money going around the mulberry bush asking everyone their opinion, and now it's like you have conflicting information and you really don't know what to do, right? So like my website, for example, should I use black bottles? Should I use white bottles? And you ask two people, I should use black, and three said I should use white. So now I don't know what to use.
Right.
And I say this all the time. A man with two watches have no clue what time it is. A man with one watch knows the exact time. So unless you have one watch, a made up mind of where you're going, you can't ask everyone. You got to go to the source. It's got to cost you a little more because, like I said, people will always give you their advice and they'll impose it on you. And because you're looking for the right answers, everything is right. And then you're caught with a wealth of information that really isn't for you. So my thing is, the advice I'll give is stick to your vision. It's yours. You can always correct it. When you're correcting somebody else's, then you don't even know what you're doing. Because I go back to your why you started, why you're doing this. You can share it, but sometimes you have to just, whatever your gut feeling tells you, that's what you go with. And 10 years from now, when NBI gets to the place that I'm working hard to be, that will still be the advice I got to tell myself. Go to the experts. They're there for a reason.
Absolutely. So did you have a mentor or a coach when you started out?
I had a coach. And I had a coach more so for my personal reasons, because I was always doubting myself. I was always thinking that this brand is never going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to, and the other advice I'll give, when they don't support you, that's when you go harder. When they don't support you, go harder. Because not everyone's going to see it and not everyone's going to support you. But you have to always remember why you started. And I had a coach, and she helped me to build my confidence in my brand, right?
Most important,
in my confidence in my brand, not so much myself, because I didn't have the problem with myself. So she had to let me know not to be attached to the results. Do it and the results will come. Do it and the results will come. Right. And I think I had her for probably a good year. She was very influential in just getting me to that point. Just be open about it. Just be free about it. Don't try to be like holding on like, oh, this is my brand, this is my baby. Like, knock at every door, take every opportunity, but make sure that you're taking the right moves, right? It's like chess. Make sure you're making the right move, so you don't have to backpedal and start all over each time, so that was good.
Awesome. Wow. Susan, you really said a mouthful there. You really did. That was really awesome. Yeah. So I'm just dropping a link to your website again over here on Facebook and also on YouTube. So guys, by all means, reach out to her, check out her website, connect with her on her Facebook page and also on Instagram. And, like I said, we just want to build up a community where we can come together, support one another, and help each other grow in our respective businesses. That's what this is all about. So I'm just going to go through the comments and see if we have any questions before we close out. So guys, by all means, drop your comments if you have anything for Susan or myself. So Lena says, believe in yourself. You will never go wrong. Amen.
Amen.
So Susan, let me ask you, do you have any events coming up in the near future?
No, I don't. And like I said, time is all we have. So it gives me some time to really think of how I want to, usually I would have a few events, not personally, but be a vendor for different events. But this year, because of what's happening, I can't, and we can't, so we still have to figure where we put that slot, where we fit into that slot, right? So as you know, I started the NBI community, so you can also have them join the NBI community group. And that is it's not just centered around beauty. it's just having a voice, speaking your truth. And we go over there and, just have a conversation and and this is where we also can work together and work together and just have different people, give their story on what they want to do. And, we help and we I'm big on expert help. I'm a number girl. 1 + 1 is always 2. It's never going to lie. Right. It goes back to the right answer. And that's the key, finding experts to do the job to help us. And that's what the NBI community will be. That would almost be in replace of what we would have been doing this year that we can't do.
Okay. All right. So what's the name of it's the Facebook group, correct?
It's a Facebook group called NBI Community.
Okay. So yeah, guys, you can put that in your Facebook search box, NBI Community, and request to join that group over there. Yes. All right. So let's see. Okay. Anika has a comment. She says, it's good to see our own Black community striving for the best in their goals and dreams. This is very profound. Yes, blessings, sis. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so Susan, you're really inspiring a lot of people just by your vision that you have expressed with us today, and people seeing the results and the amazing product line that you have created. It's truly an inspiration for myself as well, because I know what it takes to build up a business and to go out and create your own products. That's a whole nother story right there. So wow, I'm truly proud of you, and I want to see continued success for you.
Thank you.
Your business and your family, and everyone that is supporting and surrounding you. So
thank you.
Yeah. All right, folks. So if you have any other questions, please type them in before we close out. So Susan, do you have anything that you want to share before we close this out?
No, but I just want to thank you very much again, Rob, for having me. And I said no, and I'm going to talk. For whomever is on this live, just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself, right? Whatever it is that you have inside of you, keep pushing. I think find like-minded people. That's the key to everything. You have to find like-minded people. We know we have this Black Lives Matter movement, and I'm a Black brand, right? I'm a Black female entrepreneur, and if we stick together, what I'll leave you with, if we stick together, we will be so powerful.
What?
Listen, this is what I tell people all the time. God's not going to take my blessing and give to you, and He's not going to give you my blessing. So you don't have to hold on to something and not share it.
Yes.
Give it away, you get it back. A lot of times people think, oh, this is for me alone. Yes. You don't need to do that. Actually, when you give it away, you get it back. When you close your arms, nothing goes in.
That's right.
Let it go freely, and you will get it back, because you're leaving it open to receive yours. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're trying to build a brand, I'm not going to say I'm always available, but I'll try to make myself available. So that way, if you have any questions, you can always ask me, because sometimes it's just a matter of saving you that extra step that I had to do. It doesn't mean, a lot of people think, oh, I went through, they got to go through. No, what your parents went through, you don't have to go through if you just listen to them. And what I went through, you don't have to go through if you just ask me. Yes. And it's okay. Pay it forward. That's the key. Pay it forward. Because you will be so powerful when you become willing to share.
Amen.
And you're actually sowing into your own brand by sharing.
Yes.
Okay. So I thank you again for having me.
My pleasure.
And, all the best.
Yes. Yes, folks. So that is where we're going to wrap it up with that right there. That was so profound. Yes. Thank you so much. So yes, folks, we're going to close this segment out here on The Come Up, episode number 16, with our special guest, Susan Strachan-Randle from NBI, All Natural Services. So we just want to thank you all for joining us this evening, and I want to invite you all to come back out and join us each and every Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube channel. So once again, this is Rob Mccray for the Business Building Network. Thanking you all for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you on the next go round. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Take care.